All right, so what is the ChatGPT that I had going? It was everything we do is merely a distraction from the absurdity of our existence. I have not watched any of this one. Here, everything we do is merely a distraction.
Everything we do is merely a distraction from the absurdity of our existence. We are attempting to distract ourselves from the void. If you strip life down to the basics, we wake up, we do tasks, we chase goals, and once we hit those goals, we just chase new goals, and then we repeat this cycle.
I just don't understand how people can watch him and actually believe that these fucking vapid thoughts are coming out of his broccoli head. It is straight from fucking ChatGPT or some AI program that he is reading straight from and then throwing the word cooked in there occasionally.
And underneath all of that, there is a sort of quiet, uncomfortable truth. We don't really know why we're here. I am a big fan of the philosopher Albert Camus. If you guys don't know, he is regarded as one of the fathers of absurdism, which is pretty much the idea that like life, it's like nihilism, but nihilism is all like dreadful. It goes like beyond nihilism where it's like nothing matters, so everything's absurd, so just sort of do what you want. Because when you really think about it, everything kind of amounts to nothing. You could do really good at a certain thing or really bad, and at the end of the day, you still go back to your bed and you sleep, and you're still going to die one day. And everyone you know is going to die, and we're all going to be forgotten.
You can't prove that, though. I could say I'm immortal, and there's nothing you can say about it. You can't prove that I'm not immortal. So that is his video. That is his everything we do is merely a distraction from the absurdity of our existence. And so now we're going to do my new segment. We're going to get this out of the way. We're going to start with the 80s theme here. And so, all right, there we go. All right, guys, we're going to start it. I'm going to go with the 80s theme tonight. And here we go. All right, and we are back, and we are in the basement. My basement doesn't really match his basement, so I'm hoping, it's going to be okay. Maybe we can figure something out. Okay, there we go. All right, now we match his basement. Everything's cool. All right, let's open up ChatGPT. I've already got it filled out, ready to go. All right, please create a YouTube script about how everything we do is merely a distraction from the absurdity of our existence. Please make this from the point of view of a pretentious 20-year-old incel that lives in his mother's basement. Make sure to remind me never to look directly into the camera, as there could be a female accidentally watching. Also, use the term cooked a lot to describe an inescapably bad situation. And we will see what ChatGPT has to say about that. We're going to try to follow it word for word. And here we go. Opening shot. Camera slightly angled away from your face. Dim basement lighting. Maybe a desk lamp. Stacks of books you probably haven't read. A gaming chair. All right, the script. Before we begin, I just want to remind myself something very important. Do not look directly into the camera, because statistically speaking, there could be a female accidentally watching this video. And if that happens, the situation becomes extremely cooked. So instead, I'll stare slightly off to the side like a misunderstood philosopher who just happens to live in his mother's basement. Good. Now, you ever notice that everything we do as human beings is basically just a distraction? Think about it. People wake up, they go to work, they scroll social media, they watch TV, they go to parties, all of it, every single thing. Just an elaborate attempt to avoid confronting the horrifying truth that existence itself is absurd. Philosophers have been saying this for centuries. But nobody listens to philosophers. because everyone has actually accepted that existence is absurd. Civilization would be completely cooked. Look at society. People pretend their jobs matter. I'm a marketing consultant. I'm a regional manager. I'm a lifestyle influencer. Bro, you're not a lifestyle influencer. You're just distracting yourself from the existential void with ring lights and affiliate links. The entire modern economy is basically a coping mechanism. And honestly, it's cooked. Completely cooked. Meanwhile, where am I during all this? In my mother's basement, observing, analyzing, remaining emotionally detached from the absurdity of it all, which, by the way, is philosophically superior. Now again, I'm not going to look into the camera, because if a woman is watching and we make eye contact through the lens, that situation becomes socially cooked in ways that are difficult to recover from. So we maintain the side gaze. Very important. Anyway, back to the absurdity of existence. People think their hobbies give life meaning. They collect things, they travel, they go to the gym. But if you zoom out far enough, all of it is just activity designed to keep the brain busy, so it doesn't realize that we're floating on a rock in an infinite space for no reason. Which is honestly a pretty cooked scenario when you think about it. The universe is 13.8 billion years old, and here we're arguing on the internet about video games and chicken sandwiches. That's cooked. That's deeply cooked. Even relationships are basically distractions. People say things like, love gives life meaning. But if that were true, why are half the relationships on Earth falling apart? Why is every dating app basically a psychological battlefield? Why does everyone seem emotionally exhausted all the time? Because the system is cooked. Romantically cooked. Socially cooked. Cosmically cooked. But here's the real twist. Even this video is a distraction. You watching this right now, you're temporarily avoiding your responsibilities, your existential dread, your unfinished tasks, your inevitable mortality. And I'm helping you do that from a basement. Which, when you really think about it, makes this entire situation extra cooked. And again, not looking in the camera, could be a girl. So what's the conclusion? If everything we do is just a distraction from the absurdity of existence, then maybe the goal isn't to eliminate distractions. Maybe the goal is to simply choose better distractions. Books, games, art, the UIS live streams, philosophy, making weird YouTube videos in your mother's basement, because at the end of the day, existence is absurd. Society is confusing, the universe is indifferent, and humanity as a whole, extremely cooked. If you enjoyed this philosophical breakdown of why reality itself is cooked, consider liking the video, subscribing, and remembering one final thing. Never look directly into the camera. Because somewhere out there, a female might be accidentally watching. And if that happens, we're unrecoverably cooked.